Hello Guardians, and welcome to yet another Destiny 2 video here on the channel. My name is Drewzy, and today we're going to go over a build guide for my favorite class to be in Destiny 2, and that of course is the Hunter, because I play the Hunter the most, and in my opinion the Hunter is my favorite class and is one of the better classes in the game. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, or like the video if you agree with me that the Hunter is the superior class in Destiny 2. A lot of people are saying it's the Warlock. I don't care. I don't care about those people because I don't like the Warlock, but I'm not saying the Warlock is trash. I'm bad with Glide. I don't like Glide, and I like some parts about the Warlock. Hey, there's a ship totally coming here, up close and personal here to my Hunter. I also, as you see in the background behind me, you see that I was wearing the Future War Cult gear because I did rep Future War Cult in the last faction rally, in which I talked about the faction rally video. If you didn't check out that video, go ahead and check out that video. Why not? Even though the faction rally is not going on and will not be returning soon. But one of the big things that I want to showcase here is this fun little build guide that I have kind of made that works really well in public events. So I'm going to talk about the build real quick, and then I'm going to show you some gameplay with the build to show you why I picked the items that I did. Are these the best items for this class? Maybe not, but it's still a fun build. Anyways, so we're going to go ahead, and as you can see from the title of the video, it's called the Hunter Quickdraw, and I'm going to show you and explain to you why it is the Quickdraw build. So the first weapon that you're going to want is the Better Devils, as you see here behind me, with the Future War Cult shader on it. And the Better Devils, because it's arguably the best hand cannon in the game, and for the Quickdraw build, you need at least two hand cannons. And of course, there are two phenomenal hand cannons that I'm showcasing in this video. You can go with a different primary if you don't like the Better Devils. I love the Better Devils primarily because of explosive payload, because the fact that it does a area of effect explosive damage, which is great in PVE. This is primarily a PVE build, probably not going to work super duper well in PvP, but maybe I'll show some PvP gameplay footage. I will definitely show a ton of PvE footage. Flare Magwell I think is better to go with than Extended Mag. Extended Mag lowers the reload speed, gives you a few more bullets, and lowers its stability. But the reload, I mean, being able to reload hand cannons, because hand cannons can be kind of inaccurate at times. You know, if you guys are, you know, I don't know how you guys feel about that. Let me know down below as well if you agree with that comment. Hand cannons are a little bit tougher to be more accurate with than scout rifles, in my opinion. They're similar. They don't have anywhere near the same amount of range, but they have similarities as far as their, you know, iron sights kind of things and things like that. Scout rifles are more forgiving, I think, than hand cannons are. They're much harder to use. I like steady hand HCS as the middle, you know, kind of sight here for the Better Devils. Better Devils is, in my opinion, a near must-have in this build. I've also tried the steady hand, which was the hand cannon, I believe, from the Iron Banner hand cannon. It was the Iron Banner hand cannon. It's not terrible. It's got very, very high impact. As you see, it's a very high impact, but it's a slower rate of fire, and it's not quite as devastating in PvE or PvP, but it's not bad. So steady hand was one that I tried out as well. The Sunshot, of course, needs to be used in this build. It's, again, probably the second best, if not the best, hand cannon above Better Devils, and that's up to your opinion. I think the Better Devils is better. I mean, better's in the name than the Sunshot, but both are very, very good hand cannons, because Sunburn is a huge thing, does a fire explosion rounds on highlighted targets that take damage from Sunshot. It has the chambered compensator, which increases stability and reload and weapon handling and recoil. It fires longer distances. Of course, increased range is nice. Sunblast targets with sunspots that explode for solar energy. So if you do damage to a marked target, it will explode into a solar damaging, you know, effect that's phenomenal, and then increases reload handling speed and decreases stability. So Better Devils, Sunshot, and the heavy is up for debate, but for this specific build that I'm calling Quickdraw, I went with the Hawthorne's Field Forged shotgun, and the main reason why I went with the Hawthorne's Field Forged shotgun is because it can fire extremely fast and it can reload fairly fast. Plus, it gives you lightweight frame, which is very nice for a thing. Smooth Bore is the one that I went with because it increases the range. Assault Mag because it increases rate of fire, because this is Quickdraw. We're all about firing fast and also increase stability. I mean, you can go with Tactical Mag if you really want to. We'll lower the stability, we'll increase the reload speed, but it shoots a little bit slower. So I'm going to go ahead and go with assault mag, and then full auto trigger system. Hold down the trigger and it fires full auto. So the full auto shotgun aspect is one of the main reasons. It does a devastating amount of damage to elite enemies. It does not, and it can kill, you know, some lower enemies as well. I just really like it as well. Helmet, pretty much use whatever the heck you want. Obviously you need a legendary for this. Any legendary gauntlets you want, any legendary chest piece you want. But of course I'm going with Future War Cold, except for I really like the way the Lost Pacific mask looks. It just looks good. But you do need Lucky Pants. Lucky Pants is a must-have for this build to work because of the main perk that it gives out, which is Illegal Modified Holster, which increases hand cannon ready speed and initial accuracy. It is a must. I mean, you can pretty much go if you want more resistance or you want more mobility. Usually more mobility is the way to go, so that's why I went with this thing. But and you can pretty much use whatever armor mod that you want, but you just need the main buff that it gives you, Lucky Pants, with the 2 hand cannons. So you're going to have 2 hand cannons that can run much faster, do much, you know, are going to be more improved for them. And then of course the shotgun. And then last but not least, sorry, we got a little ahead of ourselves, you need to be the gunslinger. I mean, come on, this is Quickdraw. No more explanation needed. You can go with pretty much whatever dodge that you prefer. I always prefer the reloading one, to be honest. You can go with whichever grenade you feel more comfortable with. Swarm grenade seems to do pretty well. Trip mine is primarily more for PvP, I would assume, than PvE. But incendiary grenade seems to work pretty well. Of course, triple jump. Way of the Sharpshooter is generally the way to go because it's the better of the Gunslinger Hunter subclasses. But because we're doing quick draw, we need 6-shooter. So we need to go with Way of the Outlaw. I like this, significantly improves with Deadshot. You also have Chain of the Woe, which precision kills, increase reload speed, because we're about quick draw. We want to be able to fire more quickly, so the extra reload speed in Chains of Woe is super, super nice. And it's back and forth debatable if 6-shooter is, a great addition. I've heard of some people just doing the 3 in here and just ignoring 6-shooter because 6-shooter is not necessarily amazing as far as a perk, but the first 3 perks in this tree are very, very nice. But of course, if you really want to, you go with Way of the Sharpshooter because it's by far the better one. Because of line 'em up, precision kills with Golden Gun increase the damage and extends its duration, so you can get a ton of orbs and things like that for your team if you want to go that way. But unfortunately, we have to go with Way of the Outlaw because that's the way the build is done. And I may showcase both options here as we go along in this video. But we're going to go ahead and jump into some public events to kind of showcase the build, because that's kind of mainly the whole point, is you want to kind of show the build off and see kind of what it does. And luckily, we are about to start one on the rig, so we're going to go ahead and check that out right quick. Over here, rally the flag real quick, 30 seconds to go, but as you see here, look at just how fast it readies up when you switch between the hand cannons. It comes up very, very quickly. It doesn't matter, which one you go with, if you go with Sunshot or if you go with Better Devils. It's just gonna pop up there very, very quick. And I switched to the shotgun on accident, which of course is extremely nice. And I think this is the best public event to showcase. This is of course the witch one, because there's just going to be so many enemies. And you kind of see the Sunshot in action with the thralls, and you see the Better Devils as well. And the shotgun just does a stupid amount of damage. And as we see in this public event, there are 4 of us, 2 Titans and 2 Hunters to go off in the beginning. Just ignore my terrible, terrible accuracy throughout the course of this gameplay footage here, guys. This is the first time I played Destiny here in a day or two, so accuracy might be kind of bad, but still just kind of showing off the firing here. And my guy died right off the bat. Go ahead and revive him back up. If he can stay on the plate, I will showcase the shotgun. Just melts that witch very, very quickly, which is super nice. I like the Hawthorne shotgun. You see the explosions killing all the acolytes. So much damage. Let's go ahead and make this event. So here we're going to kind of show off the Sunshot's abilities. As you see, look at all the explosions, watching all these thralls explode. I know I have 3 other teammates that are helping me kill these things, so it's not just me doing all the damage here. Gonna go ahead and show off the 6-shooter. Now, as you see, the 6-shooter, the one the one con of it is it doesn't crit. There's no way to crit with the 6-shooter, so unfortunately it's by no means the best way to go. It's just funner because of the funner. I said funner. It's more fun to play just because of the whole quick draw aspect of it. I mean, you can pretty much just run around with the Hawthorne shotgun in this area as long as you have bullets in it, because you're just going to get so much heavy ammo that you can pretty much use Hawthorns as much as you want. But as you see, Better Devils does a good job with the explosions. I mean, the Sunspot is by far better, as you see, as far as taking out ads. It's just phenomenal as far as doing damage. Look at all of the purple heavy ammo drops all over the ground here. You're just gonna this is just an insane area. It's very laggy, very glitchy, especially if you have someone with the Orpheus rigs, which unfortunately I don't have. It's one item that I will never ever obtain, apparently, because that's the way Destiny is. It just doesn't really like me. It doesn't seem to want to give me the Orpheus rigs. I mean, look at all that heavy ammo. Just an insane amount of heavy ammo, guys, if we wanted to utilize it here in you know, on this build. But yeah, just, you know, with the 2 hand cannons, it just does a devastating amount of damage as far as to, you know, multitude of different enemies, primarily more in the PvP setting, primarily more in the PvE setting than probably in PvP. Not the greatest build for PvP, because you know, I just don't do extremely well with hand cannon in PvP. But you know, maybe batteries are low. That's unfortunate. But I mean, you're just going to be able to kill so many enemies very quickly. You see, kind of watch the shotgun go to work on these elite enemies. Just does so much damage in just one clip. I'm able to take it all the way down, and it reloads pretty quickly. Able to get those 2 servitors down with little to no problem. Then I can come in here, fight this wizard. It has a shield, so I can just easily shot it to death, take care of all these thralls in little to no problem, and able to do damage and take out the acolyte as well, and pick up the chest. But yeah, that's, you know, kind of showcasing the build as far as in the PvE setting. As you see, we can kind of just come over here and melt this knight again with the Hawthorne shotgun. It's just devastating to elite enemies, to named enemies, things like that throughout the course of, you know, you're fighting throughout the Destiny world. I mean, I like the Hawthorne shotgun. I think it's a great heavy, you know, it's the best shotgun in the game without question. And that's one of the main reasons why I use it. I mean, you can pretty much use any heavy you want, like I said, but for the purpose of this build, primarily with how I'm kind of going with it, with just, you know, having that extra reload speed, having that ability to be able to move around quickly, because with Hawthorns, you're able to have lightweight and be able to move around and be faster and more mobile. And that's kind of more or less what, you know, the build is more or less focusing on. It's just focusing on, you know, being able to quickly draw your weapon, being able to quickly do damage, get around, things like that. It's not necessarily designed to be, you know, a great, you know, to be great for raids, to be great for PvP, things like that. If that's the kind of things you guys are looking for, or builds that you want to kind of see, let me know, and I can, you know, kind of show you kind of builds of other, you know, things that I do. Or if there's a different class that you want to do, the other class that I play, other than the Hunter, is the Titan. As you see from behind me on the picture on the wall, I do have a Titan. I did enjoy the Titan the most in Destiny 1. I haven't really liked the Titan quite as much in Destiny 2. Do like the upgrades that they made to Lift. I do like the upgrades they made to the Striker class, things like that. And I'm starting to kind of like the Void Shield a little bit more. It's kind of fun to throw the shield around and be Captain America a little bit. Not really huge on the Fire Hammers. I think the Fire Hammers took a step back. Some people think that they're the same or better. I think they took a minor step back. I don't think they're as good, in my opinion, but that's just my opinion, you know. But we're not here to talk about the Titan. We're still doing a Hunter video breakdown. But, you know, just kind of showcasing the build for you guys. Hope this helped you get you know, kind of an idea of how the build really works with the Hawthorne shotgun, with the Better Devils, and with the Sunshot, with the Lucky Pants. You can kind of see how this build could be great for if you're just running around doing public events, or if you're running around doing other PvE activities like doing adventures or doing missions. But again, would not suggest this for the raid. I would not suggest this for PvP. It's just a fun PvE style game mode, especially if you're just screwing around like I was doing, just playing a bunch of public events like you're seeing in the background footage, and it's just a fun build. But you know, let me know what you guys think of the build. Let me know again if you want to see any other builds from me in the future, or you know, if you think that there should be changes done to the build. Obviously, like I said, you could change the way that the subclass is, with as far as you could, instead of doing the top one, you could do the bottom one, and you could change the heavy ammo around, the heavy weapon around as you see fit, things like that. So there are definitely some changes that could be made. It could be improved. It is by no means perfect, flawless, anything like that, but it's still fun to play. It's still fun to use, and you know, hope you guys enjoyed the video. So again, if you did, smash that like button. Let me know in the comment section down below if you enjoyed the video, or again, if you want to see other Destiny content from me. But I plan on posting Destiny content anyways, whether or not I get the feedback or not, because Destiny is one of the main games I'm playing a lot right now, and it's a game that I think is very fun and really enjoy playing it. So again, thanks again guys for watching the video, and until next time, my name is Drewzy.